Hello. We're just getting everything warmed up and ready to go. So bear with me here, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, that's up, that's up. Okay, next one. Hello. Why'd you restart? By the way, there's a black fluff here. She being a little silly girl. There she be. Who likes cats? I do. There is nothing wrong with cats. All right, let's turn this on. What's up? Oh, thank you for the cheer. I don't have everything running yet. 1 second. Okay, now this one. All right, what did I miss? Hello, Cabin. Hi, Austin. Marco, Ruger. And Marco, you're the one that cheered. Thank you. Hello, everyone. And this is Safari. If she wanted her face on camera, she'd have it on camera. And we have Trail, Ryu, Paul, and Cool. Okay, we got a little black fluff ball. Fluff ball. Floof ball. Her name is Safari, for those that didn't know. Now, right. Change this up. Edit. You guys should always be happy. You're always the first ones that come up. I save TikTok for last. So. TikTok just ain't as fun no more. There we go. That's up and running. Minimize. Everything is good. TikTok is something. That's what I'll say. TikTok is definitely something. Let's see. Hi, Safari baby. No, RJ. It just started on the other side. I could realistically probably run the tubes only, but I do enjoy TikTok running as well. So, I see you. What you doing? Nothing wrong with that, Paul. Hi. Oh, happy belated birthday to Cabin. Look at you, cutie pie. There we go. Hi, cutie. Hi, you're so cute. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna let my cat love on me because, that's what you should do. You have animals. They get a chance to be all lovey-dovey. Hi, babies. All right. Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, sure, you betcha. I'll adjust that a little bit. All right. So I missed a little bit of what was going on in the news yesterday, but we'll find out, There was a shooting in, oh goodness, I don't want to get the state wrong. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. There was a shooting in Mississippi this morning. Hey, Bishop. 4 killed, 12 injured. So that's always depressing. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Chrissy. What? That's the idea, Nutty, actually. That is the idea. Hi. Oh. Hey, BMC, see me. Oh, it's your cat's birthday? That's awesome. Safari is, I don't know her exact birthday because I adopted her when she was about 9 months old. Um, so what was that? So yeah, actually your birthday is this month too, huh? You're an October baby. Because I got you in June. You're about 9 months old. You're an October baby. I know. It's very sad. Summer, lay down. I have this black cat, the orange menace named Bailey, and then the Australian Shepherd. So, fun stuff. If TikTok can get to tapping the screen, we can get all of these conversations started. I always do wait until we get to 2,000 likes on TikTok before we get rolling. So when y'all ain't tipping tapping, that's why it's just me talking to you. I mean, if you just want to listen to me talk, there's always things I can talk about. Trust me. There's enough news for all of us to catch on together. Catch up on together. Man, I said that wrong. Oopsie daisy. All right, there we go. Oh no, Lakin, homecoming is tonight. The homecoming game, it was a complete blowout. Like the football team, 30, sorry, I'm trying to remember the exact score. I think it was 31-0. So, yeah. Yeah, her high school won by a lot. Oh no, no. So she has a competition that she's doing this morning because she's in she does color guard. So she's doing that, and then we're getting her as soon as I get off, and then I have 5 hours to get her around. So it's all gonna move super quickly as soon as she's done. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, because if that were true, Ezekiel, you would know that I'm actually not even gonna give you the answer, but I can already tell that that's not true, Ezekiel. That's actually really funny. Thank you. Good Saturday, cuties and beauties. Hopefully everyone has a wonderful day and weekend. Also, remember those snackies and hydration. Speaking of, I just realized I don't have my water. Oops. Now the debate. Go grab the water real quick. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. We're gonna turn off the calls for a second. Watch this. Y'all will still be able to hear me. Cheeky, don't go anywhere. Hold on. Ready? On the quest to get water, we walk down the hallway. This is what happens when you forget things. And water is important, so don't forget to hydrate. It's super duper important to hydrate. See, at least in this case, I get to talk to y'all while doing this. Like, this is kind of fun. We can do all of the things, all of the great things. We're almost back. They're not even flip-flops. That's the funny part. They're slippers. It's not my fault that my phone's microphone can't, you know, it doesn't filter out the sounds like my actual microphone does. No, guys, like the slippers, they're cuter than that. Okay, it's a little cat. Just saying. Yes, that person is a bot. Be more. Okay. Oh no, this is so the MAGA support hotline, just to explain it to you guys. Also, TikTok, keep tapping. This is for MAGA supporters to call in. Oh, well, happy birthday, Loon. So if you are a MAGA supporter, feel free to call the number. It will ring and I will answer. A lot of people are in here. Oh yeah, and of course, if you're on TikTok, don't forget to follow my backup account over here. People kept thinking that this was not me or it's the caller on the phone, so they kept tagging it. And I hope that adding this little sticker that says, "This is my alt account," would help filter that out on the TikTok side because y'all are just funny. So, yeah, if you're not following the backup account, follow it. I promise it's me. Okay, well, that's cool. Oh. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 33.
33. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Mostly for the fact that I haven't made money since he messed with the tariffs, and I'm trying to figure out if there's any other way I can make money off of him at the moment.
How do you make money off the president?
Oh, specifically, so when he did the tariffs and put those in place, the Dow dropped to a point that I was able to invest in the Dow and actually live off the dividends when they were shot back up because he was able to take the tariffs out of order again. So I'm trying to figure out, like...
Oh, yeah, and the S&P 500 dropped by 20% again yesterday. Not bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but if you look
yeah,
at the
it's still
6 month
higher,
year
but
marker,
it's still it was a significant drop.
yeah, I mean, if you look at what it was back when he put the tariffs in place, I was actually able to invest in a lot of companies. It's really helpful to be able to invest as a middle class person to be put back in the top 15%. But I'm trying to figure out what I can do now that he hasn't really made any changes that have affected the stock market since then.
I don't know. Do you think that the president should be making changes to specifically affect the stock market?
I mean, if he's making changes to specifically affect the stock market, it's hurting the one percenters, which is what everybody wants. They don't want the millionaires or billionaires to do well. So I believe it's
Oh,
in
that's
my best
absolutely
interest.
not true. The top 1%ers, like, they need to have money in the stock market. That's how not only do they make money, but that's how the stock market keeps running. The moment they sell off their stocks is typically when we see that decline happen as well, because the
But I'm
confidence
saying
went
that,
away.
but,
So
yeah,
no,
I'm
we
saying,
want
but
them to
when he
trade
makes...
money in stocks.
No, I understand that, but the way they make the most money is the day traders short the stock. So basically, when he makes a change that's unforeseen by these day traders, he's actually hurting the one percenters that are day trading because they're shorting stock and losing out on their shorts. So I believe it's like I want him to hurt the one percenters, but I also want to make money off of them. So I'm trying to figure out, I mean, what else he's going to do in the future. I mean, he's less predictable now.
Less predictable now. Okay. So let's try this then. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
Oh, in this year, I was going to say 3 lies Donald Trump has told. I was going to say, wow. He said he's going to release the list. He has not released the list.
He didn't actually. He never promised that one.
You didn't say he was going to release the Epstein list?
No. So when he was asked on an interview, I think it was actually I don't remember which channel it was with. They specifically asked, "Would you consider releasing the Epstein list?" And he said, "That one not as much." Right? He said that one would be like the last priority. Okay, so everyone's misconstruing it, and so I don't really agree with like people saying that either. But like, he never fully promised that 100% you elect me, I'll release the list. He said it, talked about it one time.
I mean, didn't he also say the list does not exist? So
Yes, see, that's also a point of contention for me too. There is no guarantee that the list actually does exist or that there is a specific list with names on it that keeps track of who were his clients and what they did. Do I believe that there's some kind of compilation of documents that Epstein probably used to blackmail people? Absolutely, but I don't think there was a specific client list.
So there was no. So the list that has been referenced through his entire election and through him recampaigning to be back in office, it was just like a buzzword that was being thrown around, but really didn't exist.
I think it's just an incorrect phrasing. There are definitely a lot of information within the files. I'm just saying I don't believe that there is a specific client list because if that was the case, Epstein should have sold that off for make some big money to use so other people could blackmail them. But he didn't do that. Instead, he got like caught. Yeah, but we can say like the list would be like a loose reference to the files, but it's still, again, not really a list in my opinion.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time.
Oh, okay. That was a short conversation. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. That's just my opinion. I don't think that there is an actual list with the client name on it or something, anything like that. There are definitely more information within the files. We know that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Okay, bye. I would love to have longer than like a 2-minute conversation. Like of someone that just doesn't care about their wallet. That was weird. How do I make money? Also, there is almost no way that a middle class person can, quote, live off the dividends from stocks. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here. How's it going?
Going well. How old are you?
38.
38. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, I certainly am.
You certainly are. Okay. And so, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, if there were a bit of me that were questioning supporting Donald Trump, it would be that I think, he's by definition a lame duck president. We're going to start hearing that term a little bit more as, we get through the, second and third and fourth year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a unique person. He's a very, he's one of one. And he's doing, I think, a miraculous job. But we can't have people stepping in that are pretenders or imitating Donald Trump. Like you see that a little bit in DeSantis. He tries to emulate his style, and I think you see a lot of Donald Trump rubbing off on J.D. Vance. And I think there needs to be someone authentic in the same way that Trump is authentic, but in their own way. So I think that's the only thing. But
That'll
I'm all
literally
the way
never
on.
be JD Vance. He is probably the most inauthentic, well, aside from Cash Patel, he's one of the most inauthentic people that is currently a part of the cabinet right now. So,
Well, and that's just not to even. I think the inauthenticity is rampant across the whole spectrum, and it's really an unfortunate. I don't know what it is about politics that makes people turn into robots, and I guess I do understand what it is. Like they're trying to appeal to the most people, and there's stupid people that follow it on both sides. Stupid people follow, you know, for the wrong reasons,
uh-huh.
or they think the wrong things. But that's the only thing. And honestly, I'm speaking to you probably as politely as I can, and I'm capable of right now. I was just listening to another guy. I wanted to get on his phone and scream at him. I mean, just some of the obnoxious nature of some of the stuff coming from the left and the hate that comes from the left is. I think I think dissent is a part of American culture, and I think it's kind of a part of our roots. But at a certain point, I think the left needs to recognize that they really got beat badly, and they're getting beaten badly culturally right now. And I think there's not a reconciliation happening. There's not an acknowledgement of that loss, and I'm not seeing the left move closer to the center to meet the American populace where they are. Um, so it's frustrating that there's not a dialogue happening that's healthy. I don't think it's good natured, and I've only think I maybe seen your clips maybe once or twice, and I don't know really how you approach anything if you're good natured or not. But I'm noticing a lot of the folks that I speak to on these hotlines are not good natured and have
Mm.
very very demonizing arguments that aren't balanced, or at least not even trying to be balanced. It seems to be like pushed by inauthenticity. I can't get that word out.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's try this because I mean I don't really care about anyone else that goes live or does anything because well, no one runs the same topic I do. I just have fun with stuff like this. Can you
Hmm.
tell me 3 lies that you know Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
3 lies.
Mm-hmm.
I think he speaks in absolutes. So I think if you wanted to, if you're looking at like a philosophical definition of the word lie, I think, he says nobody's ever seen anything like this. It's like, obviously, like, so if you look at like, he's a very hyperbolic person. So I think if you're looking at him from the lens of just being kind of not being kind and not giving grace, I think it's very easy to demonize him. And I think by being so authentic, that's why there's no other politicians like him, because they're not actually being themselves. And the reason he's so resilient is because he's a flawed human
TikTok,
being,
you're not tapping.
and we're
Let's
all
finish the
flawed
live
human
call,
beings.
guys.
And I think he kind of walked onto a political scene with authenticity that is not palatable to a lot of people. And I think when you're being yourself, I mean, really being yourself. Have you ever seen children? They're being themselves. They're running and screaming, and some people aren't going to like that. So if you're actually being yourself, we put on these masks as we get older.
Okay.
And he doesn't have that mask.
Can I
He's free
pause
of
you
that.
for a second?
Sure.
Cool. So it sounds like you're not able to think of 3 lies. So I want to go
Okay,
ahead
let me
and
get back to that.
yeah, I want to go ahead and do you want me to give you some examples of some I know off the top of my head?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure. The government shutdown is the Democrats' fault.
Okay.
He ended 7 wars. Tariffs are paid by the exporting country to America.
Paid by the exporting country to America. Well, so I can take 2 of those 3 and actually give you, I think, a logical. We can get into it if you wanted to, but I'm kind of trying to think above the back and forth of it, and I'm thinking.
I mean, this isn't really a back and forth. This is more just
No, I know.
going over
Right,
what he
exactly.
lied about and then seeing if you can understand how they are lies.
It-
So if you want to start
well,
with the tariffs, we can start with, let's
let's
say the
let's start
United
there.
States has a 15% tariff on all imports coming from Japan. So when we are importing, let's say Hondas from Japan, even though we know that some of them are made here in the United States, okay? Who pays that 15% tariff to the United States government?
Well, so that's where nuance is important. I think by calling
no,
something a
there's
lie.
actually a very specific answer for this that
Well,
even
right. No,
right-leaning
there's
organizations agree with me on. So,
well, and you're going to agree with
and this
me a
is
little
also
bit, and you're not
economics
going to.
101.
So, right. Well, you're being a little snarky, so I can actually give you my answer if you're actually willing to have that conversation.
The answer is could be just 2 words and it would be correct.
Well, there's also, I mean, are you open to hearing what I think or no?
Can you just tell me who pays that 15% tariff to the United States government?
I will answer that question once I acknowledge that you're actually willing to hear my answer.
The answer is 2 words. Well, I mean, you could say 3 words if you add the in front of it.
So your mind's not open to hearing my viewpoint, it sounds
No,
like.
it's just literally there's one correct answer.
It requires context. So if you actually
No,
want to hear
the
what I have
correct
to, I think,
answer, there is no extra context. You can add context after the answer, right?
okay.
But there's
So will you
literally
let me
only
speak?
one correct context
Will you let me
or
speak?
one
So
correct
will you let me
answer.
answer the question in full
Sure.
without
Let's
being
start with the
disingenuous?
first 3 words being who pays the tariff, that 15% tariff on imports coming from Japan to the United States government. And then if you would like to add context afterwards, feel free. But the first 3
Okay.
words need to start. So the first word will be and then the next 2 words will be the correct answer to who pays tariffs, like that 15% tariff on imports coming from Japan to the United States government.
Are you ready for my answer? Because you're
Go.
the United States.
No, that's the incorrect answer.
No, it actually probably agree. What's your answer? And we can.
It's not my answer. It is the correct answer according to economics. The American importer.
I said the United States. So
No,
do we just
because
agree?
the United States.
I
No,
mean,
it's the
I actually,
American
no, no,
importer. So you're telling me that the United States government is paying its own self 15%
no, no,
tariffs?
no, no. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying the American importer pays it. So, but
Oh, okay.
you, right. So you're looking for a disagreement when you've got a point of agreement,
No,
right?
I'm not
But then you
looking
still
for a
have
disagreement. I was just looking for the correct answer.
okay. Right. And then now you promised me that I would be able to explain some context.
Yeah.
Will you let me do that?
Yeah, you can, sure.
Okay. So the point that we agree on, that we just established, is that the American uh, importer pays that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when that happens, okay, we're charging people and we're disincentivizing them from buying Chinese products and that's in the short term, and we do pay that in the short term. But the incentive there, so there's a disincentive to buy Chinese. The incentive to buy American is that it equalizes the prices, and people can, as a business, move towards building a factory or move towards, even if it's not a factory, starting a small term business. I can do that because I know that I don't have those restrictions, and it empowers people to create businesses and to gain a foothold on the market. So in the short term, you're right. We take the hit until we actually get the manufacturing and the systems in place. And with a free market, that fills in that gap. But we need support for that. And in my opinion is that when we restrict that and we hold back on building American, it actually empowers our enemies, and it doesn't help us.
Okay. So, if the American importer is the one that pays the tariffs to the United States government, and you would have to agree with me that it is an upfront cost, correct?
It's a disincentive if you're buying Chinese, but if
No,
they
in
look
my,
internally,
so do we only have tariffs on China?
it buying. I'm saying China as an example. I'm saying internationally, not domestic. It's a disincentive to buy anywhere other than here. And my
Interesting.
point is that there are very specific things like steel and pharmaceuticals. These are national security risks that we need to bring onshore, and we can't. It's not about even. I mean, I think financially you can make the case, and we can set that aside and put it on a shelf. I think from a national security perspective, we need to keep these things onshore to
YouTube,
protect
just a
ourselves.
friendly reminder,
Because if
if
a
you send
war
super
breaks out, and I
chats
know that this
or
isn't
become a
crazy
member,
talk,
it
if a
does go
war
up on the
actually
screen,
happens,
and I do
we
address
would
your
be in
chats
grave
after the
trouble
caller.
if we relied on China to give us our pharmaceutical medication.
Oh, where did the majority of our pharmaceuticals come from? Do you know what country?
Go ahead.
I'm just curious. Do you know? Because it's not China,
Well, go ahead. I don't know.
it's India. So to
Okay.
be clear, like Donald Trump has a 50% tariff on India right now. And so when he
Good.
announced that he was going to also add, 100% tariff to all pharmaceuticals, right?
Hmm.
Coming into the country that are not American made, he wasn't clear on
Right.
if that would also increase it to 150% coming from India, because
Yeah.
ibuprofen is specifically, India is our number one producer of ibuprofen that for what we bring in and sell in the United States of America, right? So it sounds like we either have 100% tariff now on pharmaceuticals coming from India, or we have 150% tariffs. And who do you think is actually going to pay for that at the end of the day? Do you think that, let's say, I don't even know who sells name brand ibuprofen anymore. Let's just say Aleve, for example. Do you think that they're going to eat the cost of that tariff when they're importing it, or are they going to raise the price on the grocery store shelves?
They're going to raise the price, but
They're
I
going to
think when
raise
we're
the
talking,
price. Awesome. So
correct.
how does that offset with the tax cuts? Do you think that with the fact that American importers do pass on the price to the consumers, right?
Hmm.
Advil, thanks guys. I couldn't remember who sells. I buy the store brand ibuprofen, I'll be honest. Anyways,
I
um
do too. You got to go
So, do you
generic.
think that they're going to, right? Um, is this 2% decrease in our taxes for just the next 2 years? Do you really think that that's somehow going to offset the price of goods increasing when we buy them at the store?
Yes, and I can tell you why.
Oh, it
I
is.
don't think
Oh, interesting. Okay.
well, financially, no. So this is where
Financially,
we would
no. Perfect. I
correct.
love that.
But can I provide that context that you hate?
Oh, I don't hate context, sir. You just say a lot of words that don't actually get to a point.
Well, we haven't.
Because well, no,
Would
you've
you?
been saying a lot. Like out of this 14-minute conversation, you've already said the most words, and I've sat back and you've allowed me to clear off nail polish on 3.5 of my nails, so it does work, right? So this is cool.
Well,
It gives me a break. I'm trying to get my nails ready for a joint mani pedi later after with my stepdaughter. So um,
nice. That sounds
so
fun.
yeah,
But
it does. It should be
but
fun.
actually,
But I don't think
let
you
me.
understand that the
Well,
tariffs are not a good thing. If we actually wanted to, at least in my opinion, if we wanted to incentivize companies to open up plants in America, we would offer subsidies or a significant tax break even when they open up a new business or break ground on a new place. But we don't do that. Instead, we're saying tariffs, so meaning that they're going to have to front the cost of the bill up front just to bring in their products to continue to sell
right.
goods in America, just to
Hmm.
continue to make a profit currently. Okay. And
Hmm.
so now
Right.
they're
That's
already
okay.
shelling out money up front
It's
to the
okay.
government to continue to make a profit. They are then
Right.
having
And that's
to
okay.
increase. I'm sure
That's
that's okay for
okay.
you. Okay. You can
No,
stop
no, no.
saying that.
You
Like,
haven't heard. You haven't heard. You're not listening. You're
I
only
no,
going on a
because I was
diatribe.
actively talking. You literally have done the
I
most
know.
talking on this 14
You're
minute
very actively
conversation so
talking.
far.
You've
Yeah.
been
And
talking
it's
more than me.
funny. No, sir,
You've
you've
been.
literally been talking more than I have, and I've also been extremely polite and allowed you the time to talk without
You're
interrupting you
awesome.
the entire time. Instead, while I'm actively talking, you are actively interrupting me and not showing me any kind of level of respect that I've already shown you.
I don't think the
Do you
tone of
understand
your
how that
voice is very
works?
respectful.
Oh,
I don't think you haven't let me
stoicism
finish my
is.
point.
Oh, no, just because
And
you've said a lot of words that literally didn't mean anything, and I'm sorry that
what
the truth hurts
what
on
did
that
what
case.
you're not listening.
Oh, you mean like when
Because
I first asked you about telling me 3 lies that Donald Trump said? You said, "Well, lies are like more of a philosophical thing, and
well,
it's
no,
more
that was
like what is your
we went on
interpretation of the
tariff.
definition of the word lies? Was it really a lie?" And then you just like literally circled and circled and circled and circled and circled down the drain that I had to bring you back up to the point in addressing lies. Like you went down a weird thing of like I don't know, go like just very oddly not even being able to address that lies exist and lies have been told by Donald Trump, which to me is extremely odd. In my opinion, right? But again, if you want to incentivize companies to bring back or open new manufacturing in the United States of America, we already have case in points from Donald Trump's first term that tariffs are not the way to go for it, because during Donald Trump's first term, we saw more companies leave the United States with their manufacturing than come into the United States with new manufacturing plants, right? We saw more manufacturing start break ground under the Biden administration than we saw during Donald Trump's first term. And even under this current term, we haven't seen but what maybe one announcement of someone actually breaking ground on a manufacturing plant so they can hopefully start getting the process going. But that's it, right? That's it. We saw way more under the Biden administration than we saw in his first term. And he did blanket tariffs on countries in his first term, and it didn't work then. I have no reason to believe that if it didn't work the first time, that it would work this time. Donald Trump and his companies that were moved over to his kids' names also actively still make every single thing that they produce in China. Donald Trump in 2015, when he first announced that he was running for president, when he sat down with MSNBC Kelly Tur, and she asked him, so if you're going to place tariffs on China and you want companies to bring back manufacturing to the United States, are you therefore going to bring back your Trump ties, for example, manufacturing from China to the United States? He said point blank, no, when she asked why, because even with the tariffs, it's still cheaper to produce it overseas.
Okay, are you done? Can I speak now? Hello? I think you're done talking. Are you there?
Let's see. Can you repeat back what I said?
You're awesome.
Hello?
Can you repeat back what I said?
I think I'm going to boil it down for you for time because
No,
you
I
went
don't
on
want you
for a
to
while.
straw man me. I would like you to still man
No,
my
no.
argument.
I'm steel manning. That's what I'm trying to do. So I think you're saying that by putting on tariffs to countries, it increases cost and it makes it harder for those businesses to operate. So they'll pass that cost along to customers, and those customers have to pay a higher price for that. And when you pay a higher price for that, it hurts people in the short term.
Oh, I said so much more than that. And that's also not what I said.
Well, tell me where I'm wrong, I guess.
Oh, can you repeat any of the last thing that I said? Like, let's just, how do
I'm
I
not a
direct you
parrot,
to the right
okay?
one? Well, that's why I said I asked you to still man my argument, not straw man it, and you just straw manned it, which
I
isn't
did
even
my
what I
best.
said. And I said that
I,
like a long time ago.
that was my best
That was your
attempt.
best.
That was my best.
Okay.
So you're being snarky again. You're being kind of mean to me, and you haven't heard my opinion. So when I asked you in the beginning if you wanted to have a conversation and hear my viewpoint, it sounds like you're just like, I don't know if you're paid to do this
Oh, no,
or
I'm not
what.
paid.
Interesting.
If I was
Well,
paid, I wouldn't be working like an actual job that people assume I don't have, which is always really funny to me. But like this
you're
is
saying you
just a
do have an actual
hobby.
job or you don't?
This is a hobby, sir.
That's fun. I thought about doing something like that too, but
I'm sure.
would you? I mean, you sound very mean and bitter.
No, it's called stoicism. I wonder if people forgot that what that is.
I've read Marcus Aurelius. I know Stoicism, and you're being not stoic. You're being mean.
Oh, I'm not. Oh. So what's
You
stoicism?
sound. I'm not going to get into a definitional thing. See, you're in bad faith. I'm trying to have a nice conversation with you.
If you were actually trying to have a nice conversation when I was first trying to go through my explanation, you wouldn't have been interrupting me every 5 seconds. If you were trying to have a nice conversation, you wouldn't have been trying to maneuver around the points. Like a very simple question of tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated in office. And instead of even attempting to address 3 lies, you could have just said, well, which you didn't even attempt to do, for one.
Well,
You could have just said, I don't
You
know.
mentioned
And then
tariff.
that's also always an acceptable answer. I don't know is an acceptable answer to question. I do say it to people
No,
enough all the
so
times.
you
And
mentioned
all
3.
you've done is still been unable to still man the statement that I made, showing that you weren't listening, nor were you weren't even trying to comprehend. You were waiting to respond. So that means you weren't even wanting to have a conversation the entire time.
Are you done? Because I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, see, you did it again.
I interrupted you again?
No, you just prove that you're just listening to respond.
No, you're trying to get negative with me, and I want to keep it where we. So are you listening? because I don't want to have a conversation if you're not listening.
I don't know. Are you able to repeat anything that I said previously about tariffs and companies in 2015 and anything else?
I think you mentioned that Biden tried doing it and it didn't work. And why
Not what I
would,
said.
well, not word for word, but you said, why
No,
would it
that's not
work
even
for,
close to what I
oh,
said.
okay. So, I mean, you're not hearing anything. I mean, I'm listening to, I tried to steel man your argument by saying that tariffs are bad because it raises cost and
Nope, not
that's
even what I
passed along
said.
to the customer. Is that not true though? Like, do we agree? Yeah, I haven't even gotten to the second part of my argument because you gave
Oh,
three
man.
lies, and then we honed in on tariffs. You brought up the tariffs, and you kept talking about tariffs. We're not avoiding anything. We went down. You said three lies. We went to tariffs. We're talking tariffs, and in the short term, costs go up. But we're talking about national security of pharmaceutical drugs, and this is what you don't get: is that specifically for steel and major things, these are things that need to be on shore for national security. And you having a short term, not only can I make the case that financially it's
We
better in the
have
long term,
steel
you're interrupting
manufacturing
me.
here.
You're
Sir,
interrupting me.
you've
You're
lost the
interrupting me.
privilege. You've
You're
lost the
interrupting me.
privilege.
You're
Oh,
interrupting me.
goodness. Oh,
You're
goodness.
interrupting
Oh,
me.
poor
You're
Pookie
interrupting
Pie.
me.
Poor Pookie
You're
Pie.
interrupting me.
Poor
You're
Pookie Pie.
interrupting me.
So I don't know if you
Okay.
realize this, but I kind of already explained this to you earlier that when you started to interrupt me, you already lost the privilege of me no longer interrupting you while you're talking. And that's how that works. You beyond lost that privilege because I did. I managed to sit back and stay quiet most of the time while you were talking. But see, when you interrupt and you get the words wrong on what I said and you're still not able to repeat back any part correctly in any way, shape, or form, again, that just shows that you came up here in bad faith. You had no intentions of having an actual conversation. Your entire point was, in fact, to railroad the conversation and what? I don't know, just say what you wanted to say, and you chose not to listen the entire time, and that's a you problem. I had actually listened to it and I addressed your points previously, except again, most of what you did was just circle the drain of not
You're
saying things
awesome.
that meant anything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. How is your life going?
I'm sorry. Did I miss the part where I was like open to dating someone? Like that's not a conversation you ask somebody when we're having a political conversation.
No, we're not having a political. You're having a
We were.
diatribe,
You just weren't listening.
and I'm not. I wouldn't date anyone like you, to tell you the
Oh,
truth.
okay. So then that's a conversation that you don't need to know anything about, isn't it?
I said, "How's your day going?"
Oh, no, you said, how was my life?
And what's wrong with that?
Oh, what's wrong with that is it's none of your business unless you were trying to date me. And since we're having a political conversation, that's called a deflection.
I'm bored with your political conversation
That's
because
cool. I've been bored
you're not
with you
even
a long
listening.
time ago. You literally allowed
Well,
me to get 4 fingernails clean from fingernail polish, so thank you. Anyways, thank you, Slim, for the jewels. We have the whole point
You're
of a tariff is an
awesome.
incentive to buy U.S. products. It's a problem when you get everything imported. This is how you correct course. So, Danny, I'm going to
You're
explain it to you
awesome.
again. While the idea of buying American is fucking fantastic, it is amazing. The idea of it is great. If you truly want to bring in manufacturing to the United States, the best way to do it, sure, you can keep tariffs, but incentivize the manufacturing, not with tariffs, because I'm sorry, a punishment is not an incentive, right? So if you want to incentivize manufacturing to come back, give them a tax break, give them a tax credit, give them a subsidy. Okay? You can do any one of those things, and you can do it in conjunction with the
You're
tariffs if you
awesome.
wanted to, right? But just doing tariffs alone is not enough to bring these things back into the United States. And again, I'll repeat this. We saw this occur in Donald Trump's first term. Manufacturing did not come back to the United States. More manufacturing left the United States under Donald Trump's first term than came in. Okay? How do you mean liberate North Korea? I am not here for regime changes. Okay? I am not promoting any regime changes. No. But I mean, I would love to see North Korea not be under a dictatorship. Honest to goodness. I would love to see that. Charlie, thank you for the 10. Longest he's talked to a woman in his entire life, and he's mad because she was mean to him. I love that. Thank you so much, Charlie, for the 10 in that one. This is Thank you, Warren, for I'll have to look up that one, the 5. This is infuriatingly hilarious. I'm in bed sick, but this is making my day. I'm so glad I get to make your day, Warren. Thank you so much. How is your life? See, he said it. He's like, I asked you how your day was. No, you didn't. Oh my God, he's so
You're
desperate. Thank you,
awesome.
Charlie. Joel, thank you. I plan on keeping up the good work. I appreciate that. All right, Moose, thank you for the New Zealand. Again, guys, I'm going to say this every time Moose sends one. If you have not looked up what New Zealand currency looks like, do it. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. Look up New Zealand currency. It is so gorgeous, especially compared to the United States. It is surprising how blatantly ignorant some Americans actually are on how pharmaceuticals It is surprising how blatantly ignorant some Americans actually are. How are pharmaceuticals a national security? Electronics possibly a security issue. Manufacturers will only move to a country if it is financially worth it. That's also true. Tariffs are not financially worth it. They're just not. I'll support MAGA too if baddies like you exist. I'm trying to take it out. I appreciate that. Thank you. Guys, if you are watching me on all of the streams, don't forget to do all of the things. Real quick. So TikTok, we need to get the likes up. Go ahead and complete the gift goal if you can. And if you're new here, hit that follow button. I'm going to mute for half a second. If you are watching me over on YouTube, hit that subscribe. Subscribing is actually free to do. And the best thing that you can do to help support me, I only do these lives for 6 days a week, 2 hours a day at most, is to send a super chat. I do read them between callers. Become a member. Memberships are low price, and you get that for the entire month, $7.99 or $3.99. We are also over on Twitch, and so no, Eldon. Actually, that's not what she said. She said that electronics could be considered a security issue, Eldon. That's actually what she said. Okay. I just want to clear that up for you, Eldon.
You're
She was
awesome.
saying that electronics would be considered a security issue. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. So if you're over on Twitch, don't forget to hit that follow button, then also become a subscriber. You can have a free subscription through your Amazon Prime for 1 month. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open this back up. I wish I could pay you to have these conversations all day, but it seems like it would be a cruel punishment for me to do. So thank you, Rodney, for the 50. I appreciate that so much. Listen, I hope to get to the point where I actually can do a lot of this all day. I'm not at that point yet, and that's okay. So we'll move along as we move along. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yep.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 34.
34. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah. Okay. And so what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Oh, nothing. I mean, it's going better than ever. We
Good.
freed Palestine, by the way.
Okay, yeah, and I sincerely, honestly hope that lasts. That's a beautiful thing. That is honestly an amazing thing, and I hope it lasts. So can you tell me real quick, what are 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office?
I don't think he's told any lies, but I think I can tell you some of the lies that liberals have said since Trump has been in office.
Oh, that's not the question. So you don't know any lies that Donald Trump has told, right?
I don't think he has told any
He
lies.
hasn't told any lies. Okay, cool. So would you like me to tell you some of the lies that I know he's told?
Well, I think. Oh, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so Donald Trump says that the government shutdown is the Democrats' fault.
Oh, that's what they're saying on CNN.
Donald Trump, so I don't think you're comprehending. Okay, let's try this again. And then if you're still not understanding, let me know which words you're not
Yeah,
understanding.
no. Donald Trump absolutely said Democrats
says
shut
that
down
it's the Democrats' fault for the government being shut down. Correct? You agree with that? He said that.
Well, I mean, no. Donald Trump said, "I will shut down the government over border security." That's what Trump said.
No, Donald Trump doesn't have the power to shut down the government, sir. That's not how this works.
But okay, I thought you said what he said.
But he said it is the Democrats' fault the government is shut down.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. And do you agree with him?
100%. So did
Awesome.
CNN.
Do you know how see, no, you're also wrong there. Also, I literally don't give a shit about CNN. CNN is trash, okay? So let's try this with me real quick, okay? So are you familiar with how bills work in Congress and how they're passed?
Not really, no.
No, okay. So you understand that the continuing resolution was passed in the House and then moved to the Senate, correct?
Passed from the House, moved to the Senate. All right, I'm following.
And in the House, it passed with a simple majority.
Okay.
Do you know who Marjorie Taylor Greene is?
Yeah, that crazy woman.
You can call her that. Yeah, she's got some interesting takes. Okay. So do you know what the filibuster is?
Oh, the filibuster is. Are you just making up words over here?
No.
Okay, well, what's the point?
Okay. So you don't know what a filibuster is. Do you happen to know how many Democratic senators and Republican senators currently sit in the Senate? Like for each party?
How does that affect me? I'm losing the point.
Got it. So that makes sense. Okay, so there are 53 Republicans out of 100 in the Senate. You would agree that that's the majority, correct?
50 here, 100. Yeah, it's a majority.
53 to 100 is a majority. Perfect.
Yeah,
fantastic.
100%.
So, in theory, there is a filibuster requirement for continuing resolution that requires 60 votes. The Republicans do not have those 50 votes. However, they have the majority in the Senate, and all the majority leader, John Thune, would have to do is say that this no longer qualifies or meets the qualifications for a filibuster, and then the head of the floor can hold a vote. And if the majority votes and agrees with Thune, they then get to move the entire continuing resolution to a simple majority vote to pass. Not once in the last 11 days has John Thune called to end the filibuster in the way that he could, that only requires a simple majority vote, which the Republicans have the majority in the Senate. They could end the filibuster at any point in time and vote to pass their continuing resolution at any point in time to reopen the government. And they could have done it any point in the last 11 days. They, in fact, could have done it before the government ever shuts down. So if the majority party in Congress has the ability to pass this bill, and that's all they need is their 53 little votes to pass this bill, how on earth, pray tell, is it the Democrats' party fault when they have the minority?
I think you might have lost me a little bit there. I mean, so what you're saying is that the bill's already passed, we're just waiting until they're done sitting on it? Is that accurate?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're saying that they have the majority and they could end it at any time, it's just like, oh, so We got what we wanted then, right?
Nope, they're just not doing it. Do you want to know why they're not doing it?
Huh.
Because Donald Trump wants to hurt the American people. How do we know? Because he posted about it on his True Social, talking about how,
No,
yes, he did, sir. He
no.
bragged about it on
That's a
his True
Democrat
Social.
thing.
He bragged about it on his True Social post, saying that if the Democrats want to shut down the government, fully knowing that, again, there's a way around the filibuster. It's called the nuclear option, right? Which MTG went out brilliantly and is degrading, like going off against the Republicans in the Senate, talking about how they could easily get around it because they've done it before, right? So Donald Trump tweeted out on his True Social post being like, I guess the Democrats want to shut it down. That's okay. We got sorry, what's his name? Fucking Russell votes in the OMB, and we're going to start his layoff firing protocol. We're excited for this. He literally bragged about firing government employees on his social media website, right? He bragged about it. He said, I welcome this opportunity to literally hurt people that work for the American government. Donald Trump intentionally asked them to ignore the Democrats, not engage in the nuclear option at this point, right? Because that's very obvious why they're not doing it. It's because this is what Donald Trump wants, okay? And he is purposely firing government employees and therefore hurting American citizens. Because would you agree that government employees are American citizens, right? The American people?
I mean,
Are they
I think
American
my
citizens,
heart
American
can't bleed
people?
for every American. I mean, I love
Okay.
every American. I think Trump does too. And I
No,
think
if
that's
he
where,
loved every American, he wouldn't be bragging about having the ability to fire thousands of people.
but you know, he's a genius though, right? I mean, he's a genius and he loves the American people. I think there's more going on than probably both of us. I mean, I'm in full support of Trump. I
Yeah, I
mean,
can hear that.
after
You don't
everything that's
even care
happened,
that he's hurting American people. That's completely wild to me. You don't even
were you
care that
about
he
to say something
lies.
about Palestine? That sounded like a Palestine pause, but no, we're the ones that helped them, and I think we're helping other
Oh
people too.
gosh.
And if the Democrats,
Sorry, I'm not listening to you glaze, Donald Trump. Oh, mercy. If that man is a genius, I'm Einstein. Yeah, I feel that one too. Yeah, if Donald Trump is a genius, then I'm like a childhood prodigy. Love your content. Check out the New Zealand currency. Super pretty. It's super pretty, guys. You have no idea. I've seen it. I've held it. It's a gorgeous. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you, Nicholas, for the 5. Hey, Charlie again for the 10. If I were really into women making me feel tiny and stupid, I would call. Charlie's got all of it going on today. Thank you. Republicans equal morons, bigots, and PDF files. Listen, there are some in the Democratic Party. This is why I don't like either party, right? That have in fact fallen under that last part. I just can't believe or understand how many people just don't get. Did they stop? Moose says, if Trump is a genius, then I'm in Mensa. Yeah, if Trump is a genius, why wasn't he invited to Mensa? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
40.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, no, but
All right. Well, I appreciate you,
have a
man.
discussion with you. I thought it would be interesting.
I'm only looking for Trump supporters. Thank you. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm like 24.
You said you're like 24?
Yeah.
How are you like an age?
What?
How are you like an age?
Well, I just turned 24. It's my birthday last month.
Oh. Okay, well, happy belated birthday. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. So, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
Well, I just heard you with that last caller. You seem like you're not a big, huge fan of the whole like Doge, like budget cut thing.
Sorry, can you remind me what position Russell Vogt has?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Can you remind me what position Russell Vogt has?
No. Can you give me a quick summary, really quick?
Well, that was specifically what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. No, I just want to talk about the Doge like
I
budget
didn't bring
cuts,
up
which
Doge
I
at
heard.
all.
Oh, sorry. I thought like it was like a free conversation, like we can debate, like whatever.
Oh no, you said I heard you with the last guy, and it sounds like you don't like Doge. So when I didn't bring up Doge at all, that's just a very interesting.
Oh, sorry. I thought I joined in like last minute. I thought you guys were talking
Oh,
about the like the budget cut stuff, or like
yeah,
the wage.
specifically firing people by the director of OMB. Do you know what OMB stands for?
Oh no, can you tell me?
Office of Management and Budget,
Oh, okay.
and
You're
it's
awesome.
Russ Vought. Vote. Sorry, I keep saying Vought because of how it's spelled, but it's pronounced Vote. It's very odd.
Well, I actually think, because I actually work for the government, and when
Sure.
Trump was doing all that like Doge cut stuff, I was actually kind of worried because even though I work for the government and like all my
Mm-hmm.
stuff is overseas, like I've actually worked in places in Africa, like Nigeria and Chad and stuff like that, and
I don't
we've
care about your anecdotal stories.
no, but it's important because when we were overseas, it's like when he was going to cut that stuff, I was really worried. It's like me and my former colleagues and stuff, we were providing like books and stuff to like African like school
Again,
children,
I
right?
don't care about your anecdotal stories.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, me and my colleagues,
This sounds like an anecdote. Move
it's not,
on.
trust me,
No, this is an anecdote. You started off me
it's
and my
really
colleagues. That's
important.
an anecdote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't like the cuts, I'm presuming.
Doge cost us more money than they've saved.
Is that true? I thought it was like
Yes.
cutting waste.
Nope.
I thought the American people wanted everything to be super like, our people first, but my government division actually prioritized people like overseas. So is
Anecdote.
that like
Good
is
job.
that a bad cut? If like if it
You're
wasn't
still
cut by
going off anecdotes. So what does that have to do with the fact that I just said that Doge cost us more money than they saved?
well, they did cut a lot of like important stuff. There was
Doge
a lot of waste.
cost us more money than they've saved.
Yeah. When, I'm just saying like as it's like a personal
No
thing, right?
acknowledgement.
No, it is acknowledgement because when I was overseas, like when I was working with a team that was
Sorry,
helping
my dog doesn't like it
starving
when people
Africans.
lie.
Oh, sorry. When me and my people were working overseas, starting like
That's not even a
feeding and
grammatically
supplying
correct
medical aid,
sentence.
when we were helping starving African children,
I'm so done with his anecdotes. Okay. Let's Fail says, hey, we have the same birthday month. Hey, happy early birthday. Well, happy birthday to you too, Let's Fail. Hi. Hey, give me my banana. She stole my banana phone. That was rude. Summer, you can't be stealing the banana phone. You can't, honey. No, it's mine. It's how I answer MAGA sometimes. That's all right. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hey, hi, my name is Edwin. I'm calling mainly because I have a few questions about tariffs. I'm really confused with the tariffs, and I was wondering if you can clarify some things for me.
Okay,
If
are you a Trump supporter?
no, I'm an American supporter. I don't
Okay.
believe in politicians.
So yeah, so let me just give a brief rundown, and I'm not going to keep you up here
Yeah.
for long. I'm not sure what specific questions you have, but I really just try to keep it to Trump supporters right now. So okay, when it comes to tariffs, right? So we have let's just say we have 15% tariff on all imports coming from Germany. It is the American importer that is responsible for paying that 15% tariff to the American government. Okay. From there, it's up to them whether they pass the increase of that 15% that it costs them for the value of the goods that were shipped there, right? So if it costs $800, they pay 15% of that to the United States. Okay. It's up to
Hmm.
them whether they then increase the price at the grocery store or at the stores where you would buy it from, to offset the cost of the upfront cost to even bring it into the United States, right? And this is tariffs on everything. So let's say we have, for example, we have Ford that routinely will start the manufacturing of their vehicles either in Canada or in the United States. And in order to get parts done, they send it back and forth to Canada in order to continue the manufacturing process multiple times. So every time that they bring it back into the United States from Canada, they're paying an additional cost of tariffs in order for to bring that part. And then not only are they doing that, but just to pay for the goods that they need that aren't made in the United States. So for example, there are parts that we need, like the chips, for example, right?
Hmm.
That we don't currently produce here. So they have to pay for that part to come into the United States and then put in. We also buy a lot of our AC manufacturing, like pieces brought in from overseas. Seat belts also come in, some from overseas. Airbags come in from overseas. So every part that we purchase, like to build a car, is having to pay a tariff on that bulk order to the United States government, right? And so
Hmm.
then, and like, sorry, cars are the easiest one to explain because there's a lot of pieces that go into it. It's up to them whether they increase the cost that you pay at the car dealership in order to offset it. But the only way that the foreign company would be eating the cost is if they lower their price up front prior to selling it.
Gotcha. Well,
All right.
my main question for you is, so what I've heard a lot lately is that Donald Trump, because the confusion is you just said we are the ones paying for the tariffs, but Donald Trump is arguing. He said that he's bringing trillions and trillions of dollars from other countries
He's not.
thanks to tariffs. So that will be a lie, right?
Yeah,
Because
we don't
the
have any
money,
signed trade deals
the
except
the
for with
the,
two
the, the
countries.
money, the dollars are coming out of the American pocket. Nobody's sending any money here. So in fact, the economy is not growing a single penny, and all those trillions that he claims he's collecting from the people, money that they had already earned, I guess. So there's no growth whatsoever. Correct? I just wanted to make sure that all those trillions that he claims is bringing in, that's a lie.
Some of it is true with like, but it's a promise. It's not a guarantee that they're required to bring this in. So
Gotcha.
so that's it. So it's a half true, half lie. It's an obfuscation. But hey, man, I appreciate
Gotcha.
your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
I just wonder what color is your vagina?
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, well,
Awesome. How old are you?
18.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah. You are too, right? It's really nice to see other people supporting Trump, you know.
Okay. So what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Oh, I was just gonna tell you about how Donald Trump is probably the best president we've ever had.
Yeah, well, I mean, so nothing has you questioning your support in Donald Trump?
No, I thought you liked Donald Trump and wanted to talk about how much you love him.
No, this is the support hotline, so I'm trying to find out if there are holes in people's arguments or for their beliefs in Donald Trump.
Well, Donald Trump was chosen by God, so to rule the country. So why wouldn't you like him? I don't get it.
Yikes. All right, well, go enjoy your day at church tomorrow. Yeah, God doesn't vote. Thank you for the jewels. Can we get a serious person to call in? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, and are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah.
And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Just the whole thing with the government shutdown, and I heard your conversation earlier regarding that.
Yeah.
So, I was just wondering, like, why you didn't mention how there's like the Democrat proposal includes like nearly $200 billion of like funding for healthcare for illegals.
Well, that's not what it includes. Specifically, they're trying to roll back the section within the one big beautiful bill that strips away healthcare from documented legal migrants, not from illegal migrants. The only part that you could say that goes towards illegal immigrants is the part where that's covered under EMTALA, which are the same services that every United States citizen gets, as well as every documented immigrant already gets. Where if you go to the emergency room, you are guaranteed stabilization of care before you're sent back out, right? Basically, because EMTALA stopped them from being able to ask, like, hey, do you have health insurance? Hey, are you a documented citizen, before they would treat them, right? And it also stopped hospitals from picking up patients and dropping them off at other hospitals because they were uninsured and they didn't want to take the loss. So the only part of that that you can say is going towards illegals is the part where states can get reimbursed for part of the emergency room costs for undocumented immigrants. But there's actually already a law that supersedes that, that was signed in 1996. It's called the PRWORA, that was signed by Bill Clinton and enacted then, that actually does not allow states to get federally reimbursed for any Medicaid costs that their states covered for undocumented immigrants. So unless that's being repealed, no, sir, nothing's actually going to undocumented immigrants or illegal immigrants, whichever phrase you want to use.
All right, so you would agree that the statement put out by the White House on whitehouse.gov is incorrect?
100%.
Is it just completely incorrect, or is it just like improperly stated?
Oh no, they're just saying they want to fund healthcare for illegal immigrants, which isn't true because again, there's already a law in place that says that if, for example, California that has Medi-Cal, they offer that to all persons regardless of their immigration status. But again, a law from 1996 called the PRWORA supersedes that, right? And that it specifically outlines it. Okay. And that says that if you are a state that offers Medicaid to undocumented or illegal immigrants, you cannot claim or request reimbursement from the federal government to cover those costs. That has to come out of your state budget. So yes, 100% it is a lie.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware of all that, and I wasn't honestly following you all too well to be able to comment on that properly. But
No worries.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Um,
let me remind myself what the acronym stands for, and then that way everybody can look it up. But yeah, it's the PRWORA, 1996. Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996.
okay.
But you
All
can
right.
easily Google it without knowing all the words.
Yeah, I just saw that on the news, and then I looked it up and saw the statement put out by the White House. So I was like kind of confused about that. But all
Yeah,
right, thanks.
unless there's a part in the Democratic bill that is repealing the PRWORA of 1996, then there is literally no way for them to cover healthcare or Medicaid for illegal immigrants.
Okay.
But since that still exists, it will always be that way.
Yeah, the statement also did mention that, like you said that it grants it to legally documented
Correct. Yeah, they're already estimating
migrants.
that 1.4 million legal immigrants would lose access to their Medicaid with the big beautiful bill going into effect.
Right, wasn't like the majority, if not all of them, like uh, basically just granted asylum by
Asylum
Biden?
is a legal process, sir. And they weren't granted asylum. They were granted asylum by Biden. They were granted asylum by a court.
Okay.
Because you have to go through a
What?
credible fear hearing before you get your true access to become a United States citizen at the end of the day, which again takes about a 6 to 10 year
Well, yeah, I'm
process,
not
which is
speaking.
so freaking crazy.
I'm not speaking to the whole legal process. Like ultimately, Biden was responsible. Like if Trump was president, that would not have happened.
Untrue. Asylum is it's a federal law that we have here that has not been repealed. B, it's also international law and treaties that we honor in the United States of America. So only certain countries are allowed to claim asylum with the United States of America. So, for example, Canadians could not claim asylum in the United States, right? Because they are, in general, considered a safe country. So they're not able to claim asylum here, right? So if they tried to claim asylum, we would refer them to another country, right? So again, it's a law that exists, and until that law is repealed, that's why it's currently being evaluated in court for whether or not he can deny asylum seekers the access to claim asylum because it is law, international treaties.
Okay. Yeah, I need to do more research on the whole topic, but I still have my doubts.
Yeah, and they've actually have already superseded him and allowed certain immigrants claiming asylum through a particular legal practice to claim asylum and continue through that process for all new asylum claims. I can't remember the name of the legal practice that is covered right now.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to my questions and giving me your answers.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's see. It's wild anyone thinks Trump is even remotely intelligent. If you think passing a Montreal cognitive assessment is worth bragging about, just wow. I would agree, Zeno. Also, guys, over on TikTok, we're doing a little bit slow on the likes for having 400 people in here. We should have already been at 125 likes, but we're going to put that as the next goal. If you guys can help me out by tippy tapping that screen. If you're new, be sure to hit that follow button. Same with on the, real quick, TikTok, don't freak out. Same with on Twitch, hit that follow button. If you're new over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free. If you send a super chat, just like Zeno does over on YouTube, I address it after callers. Also, consider becoming a member. It's cheap to do. $3.99 is the lowest one. We also have the $7.99 tier. And it's only a monthly fee, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could. Same thing over with becoming a subscriber on Twitch, guys. Okay. And now we're going to open these phone lines back up. Yeah, sometimes I mess up my words, but we all do. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? take that as a no. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
63.
63. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
What has me questioning it? My main reason for calling was an earlier caller about 1 o'clock who called in, and you
Okay.
said that the
I don't really care to address what other people said. I want to talk to you about your thoughts on these things, right? So if you're not questioning your support, that's fine. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has said? Because I would almost guarantee you, like, another caller doesn't need you defending them. So that's why it's like, let's talk about you. So tell me 3
well,
lies
I
that Donald
wasn't
Trump has
defending him.
told.
Okay, that he solved 3 wars. I mean 7 wars. You know, he that one. You know, as he bloviates a lot. He says a lot of things. I think mostly it's to upset the Democrats, and it works quite well, you know. But my thing about the nuclear option was why I was calling.
Okay.
There's three Republicans voted with the Democrats. Therefore, they didn't have a majority.
They still do,
So
because
therefore,
the gentleman out of Pennsylvania has already clearly said that he'll vote alongside the Republicans. So they do have the majority. They have 51.
well, we'll see about that. Which guy voted?
Out of Pennsylvania?
Said he was going to vote.
Yeah, let me look up his name again. Pennsylvania senators. John Fetterman.
Okay, Fetterman said he'd switch his vote.
Yep.
Did he have
put it up on his website.
And he would go for the as written
Yep.
thing, or did he have some piece of pork he wanted out of it?
Nope, he's fine with what they have in the Republican CR.
Okay, then maybe Monday they'll vote and do
they
the
could have done
nuclear
it.
option.
He put this on his campaign website on the 1st.
How often has the nuclear option been used? I know it's frowned upon because it stifles debate.
They've used it plenty of time.
It's a good thing. Huh?
Oh, I know, Crow. They've used it plenty of times.
Okay. All right. Well, as far as the lies Trump says, I think a lot of things he just bloviates and says all kinds of crap. And, you know, he gets media every day. The Republican base kind of loves it. You know, we know he didn't solve 7 wars. They might have had a peace in all 7 or some sort of something in it, but they you know, they solved a few. I think they're heading in the right direction towards, you know, peace, trying to get peace around the world.
What was the war that was happening between Egypt and Ethiopia?
What about it?
I said, what was the war that was happening between Egypt and Ethiopia?
Was there one? I don't even know.
No, there wasn't even armed conflict. But he says it was a war that he's taking credit for.
Right. I said that. You know,
but
I
it wasn't
agreed with
even
you
a
on that.
war in any way, shape, or form.
Sure. I agree with you on that. You know, but they're all talking about it, and a few were solved, and it looks like one more may be solved. So, you know, yeah, he didn't tell the truth, but it makes it to where everybody, you know, I watched CNN when they were talking about it, and I think Scott, whatever his name is, named off 3 and out of the 7, and you know, at least people got to hear about the 3. If he just said I solved 3 conflicts, they probably wouldn't bring it up. That's Trump's genius, is he just gets people talking about it, and people kind of go, well, he's heading in the right direction. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, that's not genius in my opinion. That's still a lie.
Well,
I mean, there's so many
yeah,
other
it's
lies
still a
that I
lie,
can
but
talk about. But
oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I know a lot of things he says just, you know, he bloviates. He talks a lot of crap.
I don't think that that's
And you
appropriate
may
for the
not like
president
it.
of the United States. No, I don't think it's appropriate. Because here's what I say, and at least in my opinion, and maybe you would agree with me here. Do you would you agree that the president of the United States is a position of authority that kids should look up to?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do kids, when they look at a president of the United States who embellishes everything that he says, what do you think they do with their parents if they see that? Maybe do they over embellish?
I don't think there's too many kids out there emulating the president of the United States,
Oh, I mean,
and
I would hope not.
with
He is
so
a
much
he
with
is a civilly adjudicated rapist, so I would definitely hope not.
civilly adjudicated rapists. Did you watch the trial?
Sir, I read the court transcripts.
And what did you think? And were you aware of all the things that they weren't allowed to bring in with the corrupt judge not allowing in them to even put up a fight? But hasn't that been overturned, or hasn't it? Has it
No,
been overturned?
sir. No. Do you even know what appeals do?
No.
No, sir. He's lost every single appeal. Do you know what appellate courts look at?
Did they cut them? Did they take the money away?
No.
Are they going to get any money?
Yeah, they're still upholding the appeal.
Okay, so it's still under appeal.
No, he loses every appeal.
He loses every appeal, but
Yep.
are they still appealing it? Yes, they are.
Yeah, but do you know what appeals courts?
I mean, I think the last appeal
what
went to
do?
the Supreme
Let's
Court
try
of
this.
New York, right?
Let's try this. What do appellate courts look at when you appeal a decision in a civil court case?
Explain it to me.
Cool. It's actually the same for a criminal court case as well. So when you appeal a criminal or a civil proceeding, like what these are, they look at the merits of the judicial process. They don't look at what evidence was presented. They're not retrying the case as a whole. They're looking to see if there was an error in the judicial process, whether it was the prosecutor made an error or the defense made an error, but mostly they're looking at to see if the judge did something wrong, the jury did something wrong, right?
Right.
And he's
Yep.
lost every single appeal. And the other reason why he continues to lose appeals is because he won't stop actively defaming E. Jean Carroll by saying stupid shit about her, right? He even went out during his campaign trail on national television again and was like, they told me I have to stop talking about it, but I just can't help myself. I got to keep talking about it because it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie, right? And that's all he keeps doing. That's why
he keeps losing the appeals.
That's why he keeps
how
losing
high
it.
have the appeals gone? How high is have they left New York yet? I mean, it's a blue state. Are we, have they left New York yet? The next set's going to the Supreme Court, correct?
Yeah, and what did the Supreme Court do when he appealed his criminal case to them in January?
I'm not even sure. What was this? The one that they brought about the finances?
No. I mean, this was his 34 felony conviction.
Where the judge said Mar-a-Lago was worth $16 million and he
No,
overpriced it. Is this the one we're talking about?
Nope. How do you guys get all the cases
which-
so wrong? No, it's his 34 felony counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the ones where nobody was harmed and all debts were paid back. Is that the one you're talking about that came out of New York?
No, that's still wrong.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
The Supreme Court denied hearing his
I
felony
support-
conviction because they had no judicial authority over it, and it was, guess what? Sound. The judgment was
denied it?
sound.
They've actually denied it and said they will not take the case.
Yeah, they did that in
Or
January.
it just hasn't come up yet.
No, they did that in January of 2025.
they kicked it back to them with things they wanted done by them, and now it's got to
No, they
go
didn't.
back
They just
again.
said we're not looking at this. We will not consider hearing it. They said they will not hear it. We will not hear this case.
But did they say that the prosecutor didn't have standing? Is that something that happened there? I'm just trying to remember.
No.
Am I correct? No.
No.
No. I you know, I'll look into that some more, but I still support Trump. I think he's gotten waylaid in the press, and people like
I'm
you
sure
do
you
the same
will.
thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said I'm sure you will continue to support Trump. That's fine.
Oh, I definitely will.
Cool.
Yeah, I think he's doing a fantastic job. I think we had to do something. If you want wages to go up, you'd better start thinking about not bringing in 50 or 10 to 20 million people and expect wages to go up. It doesn't happen. Have I pissed you off enough?
Do I look mad?
You always seem mad.
No, it's just called a lack of showing emotion. That's called stoicism.
Okay. Well, I'm you got any questions for me? I'm a good Trump supporter. I don't agree with everything he's done in the past. I didn't agree with the bombing in his last term. I think it was his last term where he bombed them for the I wanted the inspectors to go in and see if that was a false flag. You know what I'm talking about? I think he bombed what was it? It was the country that was overthrown recently. Was it Libya? It wasn't Libya. Near Libya. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about? I mean, that was one thing I wasn't happy about with Trump.
Are
I
you
wanted him to
talking
wait.
about when he bombed Iran?
No, the Iran thing too. I don't know. I kind of don't agree with that. But it seems like Democrats and Republicans both agree with that. But I think I could give a shit if they had a nuclear bomb or not. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. I think if they used it, they'd get vaporized, and I just don't. Pakistan's got one, India's got one. Once they get one, they'll be like Kim Jong-un. They'll have one. Big deal. That's the way I look at it. But I think Israel does have a big say in things, and a lot of that's because of AIPAC, and I'm not exactly in agreement with that. But that's politics as we have them today. I kind of liked Ross Perot's approach to that back in the day. To get the money out of politics, we'd probably have a cleaner slate to work with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. You have a good
Okay.
Saturday.
All right, you too.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye. Yes, Master says, I love the poorly educated. Yep, that is a direct Trump quote. Also, smart people don't like me. In Arcus, I don't believe I've watched that presentation. I'll have to go look it up. But thank you, Michelle, for the $1 as well. I do appreciate that. Guys, I see that there are 600 people watching over on TikTok. If you are new here, be sure to hit that follow button. Also, keep double tapping that screen and drive the likes up to 150. Thank you guys for all the Octobers. October is like my favorite month, not just because of my birthday. And Michelle, thank you again for the $1. I appreciate that as well. We're going to open up these phone lines back up. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And how old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I am, but I don't know.
You don't know? So what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump?
I think that he probably is being influenced more than we even know to side with Israel. And I believe that what's happened with the Palestinian people amounts to a genocide. And so I feel like his hand in that. Um, I think that there's a lot of responsibility on his part, and I think that he is. I don't know if puppet's the right word, but he definitely has bent the knee to Netanyahu, and so I don't know. That's big enough to me, though, that I don't know if I should or can continue to support him.
I personally like everything that occurred up, prior to the ceasefire being agreed upon, worked out, ironed out on Friday or Thursday, really, um, was enough for me to just say hogwash, right? Like, this is crap.
Right.
Because Donald Trump, even before he was elected president, was very clear with Netanyahu. And thank you. I can't say that name, but thank you for the galaxy. Um, Prior to Donald Trump even being elected, he had a meeting with Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago where he just said, I need you to finish the job, right? Then he was putting out AI generated videos talking about Trump Gaza, all right? Redoing
Okay.
Gaza, talked about rehoming all of the Palestinians out of Gaza and taking it over, right? And all of those just kept like adding up, adding up, adding up, adding up, adding up, that it's just not a good look, not only for Trump, but also not a good look for Israel. And we know that Donald Trump is like best buddies with Netanyahu because as the ICC, the International Criminal Court, has been
Right.
investigating Bibi Netanyahu specifically for genocide brought to
Right.
them by South Africa, right? Donald Trump placed sanctions on the prosecutors that have been investigating it, and then not just the prosecutors, but the judges.
Mm.
Specifically, he's placing sanctions on people that work for the courts to discourage them from prosecuting or investigating Bibi Netanyahu.
But it's big enough. Do you think that he'll be able to avoid, Netanyahu will be able to avoid prosecution outright?
Oh, for
Because,
sure.
I
He's
mean,
going to because of Donald Trump.
wow. Okay, that sucks. That
Yeah.
really sucks. I wish, I wish that, I wonder what, I mean, I feel like there's a connection, obviously, between Trump and his support with Netanyahu, but I can't help but think there's other players involved in that support group as well. And I just, after seeing everything that has happened in Palestine, I just can't, I don't even know how to stay in support of the Republican Party if they're not demanding that these people are held accountable for what's taken place. Like, that should be something that we all agree on. I can't
Should
even wrap
be.
my head around why that's not something everybody's demanding right now.
Well, right now, what people see, and I mean, I see it as well, is that we currently have a ceasefire peace deal that will hopefully be upheld.
Right.
And so to them, that's all they wrote. That's all she wrote, right? Is peace deal, cool. The atrocities should end. And that's what they have in their mind, and that's what they're going to stick with that assumption of. And I hope it's true.
Right.
And they're going to, unfortunately, a lot of them are going to let that wash away.
Yeah, I think that I believe that there was a goal, and there were people that wanted to just completely wipe the Palestinian people off the map. And maybe it is the case that there was benefit for Trump in doing that, or at least supporting that, so that he could then build up some sort of Trump Gaza. And I think, in my heart, I think that that's the goal, right? That's what they were doing all this for. And they got close enough to that they were able, the agreement on the ceasefire, the reason it came now and not a year ago is because they weren't close enough. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
It's
what's left?
possible.
what's left in Palestine for them? There's nothing there hardly. They've killed how many people? And so I think that they're still going to be able to accomplish
67,000
that goal.
according to their governing or their health administration.
Right.
67,000.
But I feel also like the international community, um, there's something, whether it's a fear or there's just not enough people in positions of power, they need to do more to say, we're not going to tolerate this. It's right in front of our eyes. How do you come back from that? I just don't understand how anybody would feel comfortable with that. And the fact that more people are not standing up from the Republican Party and saying this was wrong, I don't know, it's crazy to me. I just want to let you know also, like,
Hmm.
I am a Christian, and I think that my views on Christianity, looking at what has taken place, is what makes me feel like it was wrong because of my Christian values. And so when I see other Christians that are just unquestioning loyalty to Israel, I don't agree with that. There's nothing in scripture that says that that's what we're supposed to do as Christians. So I'm kind of going through this weird situation where everything that I thought I believed and everything that I felt very strongly about is diametrically opposed to my actual personal value structure. It
Just a
sucks.
friendly reminder for people, I'm sure you don't need to know it, but there are plenty of Palestinians who are also Christian that have been killed by Israel and the IDF and specifically Bibi Netanyahu. And thank you, Tara, for the 50 over on the Blue app. I do appreciate that as well. But
That's a
yeah,
good
dude, you're
point.
not going to find any disagreement with me and Donald Trump ignoring the fact that it is a genocide and speaking out against other countries for wanting to acknowledge Palestine as its own independent state slash nation. I think is a bad sign. It's not a lie, that's for
Right.
sure. But it definitely is just not a good thing, and he's not going to move away from Bibi Netanyahu.
No, I agree with you there. I
Yeah,
agree with that. Well, anyways, thank you. I appreciate
of
being able
course.
to share my feelings on things, and appreciate what you're doing. So thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you, Mike, for the dollar. And also Richard, I do love this one. This one is funny. And Tara did say always doing the work for the people. Thank you, Ari. You're the best. Thank you, Tara. I do appreciate that again. And Richard said off topic, but Putin saying Trump deserves Nobel Peace Prize is ironic at best. Yeah. Oh, for sure, Irish. Like neither party is clean handed when it comes to Israel and Palestine. They're both POS for funding it. Neither party is clean hands. They don't. They're trash. Both of them for that. What? Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 13 years old.
All right. I can't talk to you, man. Enjoy your Saturday. Go play. Villain, I don't know. They just call me. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 23. Yeah.
23, yeah. Okay. Are you still supporting Trump?
See, I'm not so sure right now because there's just so much going on. So to start off, my family is from China. Originally, we moved here in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
From Harbin. Do you know? Do you know it?
No, I don't know that region.
Oh, it's a border town with Russia, so it's northern Chinese. Yeah. So we moved from China and 2014. Obama president then, and things were very different. I think it it was very different for us, our family. We had a restaurant, and it was doing better then. Yeah. So with Trump, there's lots of things happening, and I think in China we didn't have these problems. Like I feel like in America there's a lot of Jewish people in politics. Is do you think so?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Jewish people in politics, and they have their own interests aligned more with Israel. I think. There was some American president. Was it Truman, or maybe Nixon? I think it was Nixon. He said the about Kissinger. You
I'm
know
sorry.
Henry Kissinger?
Yeah, can you get to the point though? I'm sorry. I'm not sure where you're trying to go with this, and I would like to speed it up a little
No.
bit.
Okay, I'm sorry. So he said that the Kissinger said or Nixon said about Kissinger that the Jews are more allied with Israel, or they're more loyal to Israel than the United States. And we don't have this problem in China because we don't have Niger. There's no the Jews.
That took a long time to get the slur out. Next time, if you gonna slur, just like get it out. Don't wait. Don't waste my time. What's up?
How did I catch a stray?
You caught a stray?
I caught a stray.
How'd you catch a stray? The caller?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's here
It went from
literally talking about
Jewish
the
people?
Jews, and we don't have this problem because we don't like. I'm like, wait, what? What? You couldn't keep your bigotry towards Jewish people? You just had to drag me. That's crazy. I just came up here to troll. Guys, make sure we get the likes up to 200K. Do all the great things to support the platform. Love you, Ari. Bye.
Bye. Be safe. Gosh, yeah, that was odd. Also, like, if you're going to slur, just do it right off the bat. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
63. I just talked to you about the filibuster and the.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. How old are you?
What'd you say?
How old are you?
33.
33. And are you still supporting Trump?
Oh yeah.
All right. And what
How
has
about you?
what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA support or the MAGA movement today?
Are you also supporting Trump?
No.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, you're saying what do I like about him?
No. What has you questioning your support?
Nothing.
Nothing has you questioning your support? Okay. Let's try this slightly different. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office this year?
3 lies? Oh, one is that he would end the Ukraine-Russia war in a month.
He didn't say that while he was in office.
While he was in office or while he's not in office?
He didn't say that after he was inaugurated.
Oh, after he was inaugurated?
Yeah. He didn't say that after he was inaugurated.
He said he would figure out the cause of autism, but they kind of like half-assed that. Because like they said it's Tylenol, but they don't. I don't think they were confident. I think it was just to deliver something.
Yeah, because autism has been around longer than Tylenol.
So that's one, right?
Okay.
Let me see. What else? He said that he would
be a leader in AI, but because of China's thing with where they own all the rare earths, I don't think he's going to be able to fulfill that promise. China is our daddy now, I feel like. So
Okay.
maybe that's the second one. I don't know. That's the only two. But besides that, he's doing good. He's great, I think. China got lucky, you know. China got lucky with their rare earths. Very lucky, by the way. Extremely lucky. They basically
They didn't get lucky. It's kind of, let's just say, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
right.
It's just what it exists. I don't understand that one. That's an odd one. Um, okay. So Donald Trump wrote an executive order saying that he was not going to, or nobody was going to lose access to their Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security. And yet, within the one big beautiful bill, we know that they're cutting that. So is that a lie?
Yeah, I guess technically, but who's losing it? Because I haven't heard anybody say they lost it publicly.
Oh, do you know how bills work in Congress, congressional bills? And I do ask this
Uh,
genuinely because too many
not
do not know.
really. Not really.
Okay. So within the big beautiful bill, they put a start date. Like, when does this go into effect? And the start date to this is October 1st, 2026.
Ah,
Hmm.
I see.
What year are we in?
But there's no way that, like, for example, let's say I have a grandma who's 65. There's no way she'll lose benefits, you know? You're saying she will, or some people will, based on some
Oh,
criteria?
is she on Medicaid somehow?
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
on
wait.
Medicaid, not Medicare.
I gotta go. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for your time. Have a good
Okay.
day.
Bye. Okay. Yes, some changes do begin in November. That is true. Gotta go. Bye. Yeah. Another person, and like, I don't blame people. A lot of people don't understand that there is a difference between Medicaid and Medicare. Medicare is the primary coverage for people over the age of 65. Medicaid can supplement Medicare, but Medicaid is usually reserved for, or mostly used for, children and disabled community. Hi. Safari is a needy black void today. She's so funny. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 47.
47. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Oh, absolutely. Why are you still supporting Democrats?
I'm not. Never
Oh,
have,
okay, good.
actually. Isn't that
Good, good,
funny?
good. Oh, that's good.
Awesome. So what has you questioning
In,
your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
oh, nothing at all. I just wanted to
Nothing at
comment on
all?
your. Well, yeah, I wanted to comment on what you were saying about people
I
losing
would like to
Medicaid.
talk to you about what lies Donald Trump has told. Can you tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated?
Well, why don't you first start with telling me the lie that you're perpetrating by stating who is losing Medicaid?
Oh, so you're not familiar with the
Well, no, so
Committee
don't
for
spin it. Just answer
Responsible
the question.
Federal Budget, where they're
Don't spin it. Just
estimating
answer
that
the
10
question.
to 17 million Americans are going to lose access to their Medicaid,
I
specifically
understand
just
that.
from the
Who
work
is
requirement
losing it?
program and all of the
Who
paperwork
is
that they're
losing
going
it?
to inundate people with. And here's how
Who is
we know
losing
that
it?
their estimate of 10 to 17
You're
million
not answering
isn't
the question.
far-fetched.
Who's
I'm
losing
actually
it?
answering it right now. You're just not
No, no,
listening.
no, no. You're
I'm
spinning
literally
it. You're
answering it
spinning
right
it.
now. You're just not
So if
listening.
20
So
if
just to
20
explain this a
million
little bit
people
better
enter the
for you,
country
right? So when we
illegally
look
and they're
at
collecting benefits,
the estimates about the one big beautiful bill and what it's going to cost the American consumers, right? As we know that according to the the Committee
so
for a Responsible
basically
Federal
your
Budget,
whole
when
purpose
they're
is to cut
reviewing all of
people
these
off
things,
and not listen
again,
to
they
them.
estimated
But
it's a
you got to
10 to
hang up on me
17
now
million
because
individuals within the
I'm not
United
agreeing
States
with
of
you.
America are going to lose access to their health insurance coverage.
Yeah,
Why?
no. You know who's
Here's
going to
why.
lose benefits?
So we
Who's
already know
going to
that
lose benefits?
this plan was implemented in 2 other states within
Listen,
the United
lady.
States of
Listen, lady.
America was implemented within
you're just gonna
Arkansas. See,
talk,
I
you're
can
not gonna
still hear
learn
you, which
anything,
means
and you're just
you're
gonna
not
be a
listening
complete
right now.
deranged Democrat
I
your
can
entire life.
literally
You need
still
to
hear
listen.
you, which means you're not
You need
listening
to
right now.
listen.
So, buddy,
You need
we're
to
just gonna
listen,
kind of
because
help you
all
out
you're doing is
here.
repeating CNN. That's all you're doing
So
is repeating.
like, yeah, this must be really difficult for you. Anyways, so Arkansas specifically implemented this work requirement program previously. And what they found is that 92%, and this was something that was like funded, like researched by and funded by the National Health Institute, which I'm sure you know is a federal organization. What they found is that 92% of all individuals that lost access to their Medicaid benefits were already meeting the work requirements that were already put in place. They lost it due to clerical errors and unclear timing of when the paperwork was due by. And so that's why we know that the estimates, and that's where the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget are looking at when they're talking about who is going to lose access to their health insurance program. And so that's where they get that from, is based off of historical data that we already have from 2013, again, when Arkansas implemented this. And what they didn't see when they implemented the work requirement was that unemployment rate went down. They didn't see that. In fact, unemployment rate remained stagnant in the state of Arkansas. So that's like even the best part, is that it didn't go up. So they didn't fill up more jobs. And let's see, people are going to lose access to it due to clerical errors. And see, the crazy part about all of this, and what a lot of people don't realize, is that once you lose access or you've missed your filing date and then you lose access to Medicaid, is you can't refile for the Medicaid insurance for the next 6 months. So what that means is that we're going to have people that absolutely require and need to have this coverage for 6 months have no access to the Medicaid coverage that they so need in order to have their insurance covered, right? All because of clerical errors. Again, you can look this up. This was done in Arkansas. They didn't see a decrease in their unemployment rates. They didn't see, again, like they found that the people that were able to reapply 6 months later typically got their insurance back, but not all of them were able to, because again, the clerical errors and the dates were unclear for when they were required for filing. So I really do hope that helps you with all of your big fee-fees that you have. Yeah. So yeah, 92% of people will lose access to their health insurance if Arkansas is anything to go by, which we already know, and they were already meeting those work requirements. So yeah, that's always something very interesting for people to deny, because I guess people forget that historical data is a proper use of measurements when it comes to these things. And we have historical data already in existence in the United States for when this was implemented in other states. So it's very interesting. So I don't really know what to tell you while you're just over here, like, I don't know, screaming for some reason. She's got you big mad.
What else am I gonna
Yeah.
do? You're just gonna
Super
talk
big
over me. You
mad.
don't know how to debate. You're
Are you
afraid
done
of
with all of
reality.
your big
You don't
feelings
want any
yet?
opposing views. You don't want to listen to opposing views. You just want to keep repeating the
I
same
guess
stuff
not,
over
because
and
you're
over
still
again.
going.
What do you mean I'm still going? You just talked for 5 minutes straight. You wouldn't let me get a word in.
You're still
But
going.
this is not a debate. This is what a child does.
Still
This is
going.
what a child does right here. Why are you even
I'm waiting for you to like
go?
take a breath or something.
Me take a breath?
Nope, you're still going.
Wow, you are ridiculous. Okay.
Are you
let's
good
start
yet?
over. Who's losing coverage?
Yeah.
Who's losing coverage are the people that don't
Mm-hmm.
belong there. There have
Very
been
good.
millions of people that were
Yeah.
identified as fraudulent.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me, so right now
Mm-hmm.
you're telling me that there are
Oh man,
people
that
that are
must really
150
hurt your
years old
feelings.
living
I
in
know.
America.
It must be extremely sad.
So you're
Yeah.
not gonna answer my
I
question?
cried too when
You're
my
telling me
dog died.
there's
So I
150-year-old
understand that.
people just living in America right
Yeah,
now
it's really
collecting
sad.
benefits.
I hope
So
you're
you agree?
you're getting the help
That's
that you
really what you
need
think.
for that.
There have been, I
Yeah.
think, 12
I know.
million people that have been identified
It's
as
a very
fraudulent
big
and
deal.
removed from Medicaid.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, you
Oh,
are
you're still
fucking
going.
demonic
Okay.
straight out, dude. Do you know how to debate?
Are you
Do you know how to
I
debate?
could
You're just
ask if
gonna
you're
talk
okay,
over
but I
me.
think it's
You're
obvious
just
that
gonna
you're
talk
not,
over
because
me,
you're just
stating
still
lies
going
and
on.
bullshit,
And I guess you also probably don't understand how congressional bills work, so I'll be very clear about when these changes are supposed to go into effect. The majority of the changes are supposed to occur starting October 1st, 2026, right? And we're not even talking about the fact that the ACA credit should be extended, but that's like a whole different conversation when we're just talking about the big beautiful bill. And it's pretty crazy that you guys want to see anybody in the United States of America lose access to health insurance, especially like I mean anybody. It's to me that's just sad. I don't understand why anybody is okay with a single person, especially children, losing access to their health insurance. I don't know why that's a good thing. Yeah.
Well, if you
Mhm.
would listen, you would know. But all you're doing
Yeah.
is talk over me. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
Yeah.
So why is the big beautiful bill adding $4.5 trillion dollars to the national debt? Oh, I'm sorry. It was $4.5 trillion dollars in the original iteration of the House version of the bill, and that was with a $2.2 trillion dollars worth of savings. But then it went to the Senate, and then they added more. So let's see. Originally, it would have only been a $2.3 trillion dollar increase in the national debt over a 10-year period. But then again, the Senate added more to it, and it actually ended up being now that a $3.4 trillion dollars is being added to the national debt. Apparently, Olive, I don't know about that one. So yeah, $4.3 trillion dollars being added to the national. Well, sorry, 3.4. I mixed those numbers up. My bad. $3.4 trillion dollars being added to the national debt over 2 years, and with only a very little bit of coverage to that. Like,
So you're not
yeah.
going to get 60 votes. We
Mhm.
only have 53 senators. So
Yeah.
obviously, we have to
Love you
act
too,
things
Gabby.
for the Democrat
Yeah.
Party that refuses to vote on the
Mhm.
clean bill that it was. Do you understand how
Yeah.
that works? You obviously don't know shit about politics. Wonder
Yeah.
why you have a
That's what makes it fun,
political
Ren.
stance at all. It
Mhm.
doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So you tell me, how many votes do you need to
Okay.
pass a bill in the Senate?
Yeah.
How many votes do
Mhm.
you need to pass a bill in the Senate?
Mhm. Mhm. So I see that you paused for a moment. I hope you realize that I'm not a Democrat.
So I can wait for an answer.
Yeah.
That's how a conversation works. That's how a debate
Mhm.
works. How many votes
Yeah.
does it take to pass a bill in the Senate?
So when it comes to the government shutdown is 100% not only Donald Trump's fault, but is also 100% the Republicans' fault. Because remind me, how many Republican senators are in Congress right now? Like in the Senate, right? It's 53, which means they have the majority. And the only thing that they require in order to end this filibuster is for the majority leader, again, Majority Leader Thune. He's a Republican, and all he needs to do is call for a vote, a cloture vote, to end the filibuster, saying that this no longer meets the requirements of the filibuster, right? And that requires a simple majority vote, okay? The Republicans have 53, and not only do they have 53 on their side, but they have an additional one to start with that is in support of the Republican CR. That's Fetterman, I can't remember how to pronounce it correctly, out of Pennsylvania. Right. And so he's actually in support of the Republican CR. So again, all Majority Leader Thune needs to do is utilize what they call the nuclear option. And he just has to say, hey, this no longer fits the need for a filibuster. So who agrees with me? And then they call for a vote. As long as they have a simple majority vote, which would just be 51 senators, which they have that, even, without 3 of them supposedly not joining in on this, right? So they have that. And once they vote to say they end the filibuster, that this continuing resolution no longer qualifies for the filibuster rule, and therefore they can circumvent the 60 vote requirements, then they can vote with a simple majority and just pass it. And they've known since day one that they've had the majority in order to pass this budget. So therefore, and let's be very clear, it's kind of crazy when MTG agrees with us, when MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, agrees with us and says that the Republicans could have ended this shutdown a long time ago. Right? Oh, did he? Oh, you can't say slurs, dude. Like, why are you gross? Sorry, guys. I don't get a chance to monologue that often, so it's quite fun when I get a monologue like that. And also, the banana phone was a great touch. This is like the look on my face all the time with a lot of these people is, what you got going on? Anyways, let's be very clear, guys. If the Republican Party wanted this bill to pass so badly, I got you, Crow, they would have done it. They have the ability to do it in the Senate without it ever needing to go back to the House. Okay? That's it. They have the ability to do it. Also, there are 626 people over in on TikTok. If you are new here, hit that follow button. After you've hit that follow button, send your daily heart me. It goes right up on my head like all of these ones are doing right now. Send your daily heart me. And if you're on if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. Following is free. All right. So, like, guys, in 2011 and in 2012, when there was a potential for a government shutdown under Obama, right? Donald Trump had conversations with Fox News and said, if the government shuts down, it is 100% on the president's fault because the president should be able to negotiate. So if Donald Trump said just over, 13 years ago, that a government shutdown is on the president of the United States, how is this now the Democrats' fault? The minority, right? Because he even specifically said back then that it cannot be the minority party in Congress' fault because they're not the majority. They don't have the power. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Candy. Thank you for the 25 over on the Green app. Said, I'm a legend. I appreciate that so much, Candy. I hope you have a great Saturday, guys. Just so you guys know, all of the donations that I've received are going towards spending it on my stepdaughter today, getting ready for homecoming. So I appreciate that, guys, so much. I do have a couple of things to catch up on. Thank you, Clutch, for the jewels. Gregory, you call in with the number. We are not open. Sorry. I'm trying to set up a date with my dream woman, and we can even go to Wendy's for Frosties type she. Is that one? Are you quoting that one country song? It's very odd. Sorry, that one country song. My sister loves it so much. I don't know who it is. And thank you, Jose, for the jewels. Thank you, Feisty, so much for sending out 5 gifted memberships over on the tubes. I appreciate that a lot. I haven't had any new members for a while, so that means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you, Paul, for the 5. Donald Trump wants to be king, and he got many volunteers to be his royal fools. They do. They did. It's insane. Thank you, Jose, again for some extra jewels there. But okay, guys. All right, so just to reiterate the basis of that last call, okay? We have statistical data and evidence from Arkansas that shows that, yes, about 92% of everybody that lost health insurance in Arkansas was in fact qualified and met the minimum qualifications in order to carry on the health insurance. But instead, they lost it due to clerical errors and unclear filing dates, okay? And so that's where the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget reviewed it and said that 10 to 17 million American citizens are going to lose access to their Medicaid. So that's how Donald Trump lied. One. Second lie that we know is, again, he says that the shutdown is the Democrats' fault. It is not. The Republicans already know and have already known that they could easily avert a government shutdown by pulling the nuclear option. It's the same thing that they did under Obama. They did it before under Trump in his first term. The Democrats did it under Biden's term. So yes, the Senate is fully capable of pulling the nuclear option to get a continuing resolution to pass. fully capable of it. And then what did you say? PA director of DHHS echoed this in our meeting. We will lose most people due to filing errors. Exactly, yeah. That's the biggest thing. It's going to be filing errors. So, no, for everybody that wants to believe your Lord and Cheeto savior, Donald J. Trump, that the government shutdown is the Democrats' fault, it's the Republicans. They have the ability to end this now. You know, that's a good point, Villain. I'll probably end up doing that tomorrow. TikTok. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back to you. I always end with y'all, so I'm going to mute you for a moment. I'm coming right back. Okay. Over on YouTube, over on Twitch. Again, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. I will be back live tomorrow at noon Eastern, same time as that I got on today. And I hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Go out and enjoy the